I was trying so hard to get this thing to focus, but it would not. So hopefully this one will be a better one. So what we're going to do here is we have a phone, and we're going to use Mod Pizza because it's one of my favorite pizza places. There's Pyology and a bunch of others that are also very good. But this time, Whole Foods has good pizza. Anyway, but for this one, we're going to use Mod Pizza boxes here for it to be a cool like live streaming setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this hanging from the garage so that, well, this phone or whatever other phone that I can use, I'll just have it hanging off the ceiling so that I can do like weightlifting or whatever. And show you guys how I do weightlifting by laying flat so that I don't cause myself to get another hernia issue. Because when you get old, but you know, even when you're young, if you do things the wrong way, you just get hurt. And so to avoid that from happening, I'd like to do live streams in a way that you guys can see what I'm doing, as well as not get hurt, right? So let's get this done. Let's get this done. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this from opening up because we don't need this to open up anymore. And if you guys want the, I think this is the QR code here for anybody who wants to order themselves some pizza while I build this. I don't know. Is that something that people do? Watch live streams and order pizza? It's something that I might do. Sometimes I'll do that, among many other things too. But yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. Get yourself some Mod Pizza if you're bored of the live stream already. I haven't even started it yet. But you could be bored. You never know. Anyway, let's dump some good old glue in here to make sure that this does not open while I'm laying down, and then the phone smashes into my face. But, you know, that would get views. That would actually get views. So, yeah. It could happen. It could happen. Just wait for it. Wait for it. It won't happen today because we're still building the box. But if I don't build it correctly, then while I'm exercising, the phone could fall off the thing and smack me in the face. So if anything, if you don't decide to follow or to subscribe to the YouTube channel or show up to watch me lift weights, you can always show up to watch in the very likeliness that this thing fails and the phone slams me in the face. You know, people, I'm not judging. Everybody has their own reason to watch the YouTube. So whoever you are and whatever floats your boat, there's always going to be something fun to see here on this ridiculous channel. All right, so there. I think this hopefully is enough messing around to keep this box from opening up, and but it could still happen, because after a few years of using it, eventually it could still fall apart. There's no guarantee that it will last forever. It's just an awesome piece of cardboard with cool prints on it. What does it say? Spreading modness. I think that first time when I did this, did a video on this, I said something weird, but I think it's just modness because it's mod pizza. So spreading modness, tackling food insecurity together. They have vegan options, so that might help too. Anywho, let's not offend everybody else who's not vegan and continue on with the show. Let's see what we're going to do here. It would be cool if it just stayed somewhere around here so that, let's say I put a hole, maybe I'll put holes like one here, one here, one here, one here, and then hopefully it'll basically balance somewhere in the middle, and it will be able to be a decent live stream system. But yeah, let's get on with it. How can we make this work? And I'm thinking, if I cut a piece out of this box, and then stick it on there. That might work. Let's see. How would that work? How would that work? Let's see here. Okay. Could we make squares? Would the squares work? You could always try, right? You could always try. This might be a good solution, or it might be a horrible solution. We just don't know at this point. So if I just made it a square, that would not be good. So I'm going to give it a little bit more. Maybe about this much. Let's see. We'll do this, and then we'll cut it here. And was that a terrible idea already? Maybe it was. Because now, although we will have a corner on the side, we won't have enough. Okay. Let's see here. Could cut it here. Could bend it in half so we have this much going on there, and let's see, just cut it off there. So this whole piece will come off. All right. You're probably looking at this going like, what in the world is he talking about? And hopefully when I'm done here, it'll be understandable. Let's see if this even works. So we want to have this nice bit of thingy going like this. But you see, there's nothing holding this up. So we want to bend this somewhere around here and somewhere around here. And now what we're going to have is this thing will be able to stay in place like this. Hopefully it'll be strong enough to stay in place. Let's see. It might. It might. Okay, let's give it some glue. Let's give it some glue and some love. Some glue love. Some gluage. All right, gluage, get in there. All right, so kids, don't try this at home. Get somebody to help you out, because the glue might burn your fingers if you do this incorrectly. All right, let's put some glue in here. Stop that from moving around too much, and put a little bit of glue in there. And under here. That might do something. Okay. Looks like it worked, and that's a good thing. So now all we need to do is make a bunch more of these, and at the very least, it might go this way, it might go this way. We'll see what works the best. But what we want is to have some kind of holder that's going to be universal, so that it'll work with multiple phones. So I don't have to worry about having the exact phone for the task. But anyway, we got to make a bunch more of these and see what that does. So let's just get on with it. I'll use that as reference to remind myself about what I did, because that's useful. And I know that I cut this bit here over here. So I'll just cut the other piece over here. And what we need is 4 of these things. So, hey, just go ahead and do what we doodly do. Do. And you're probably thinking, why don't you use a ruler, man? Well, because my teacher, Mr. Dennis Cooper, said that a real artist doesn't use things such as rulers. Come on. It's not. A real artist can eyeball things and get them to work. Or so he said. Does it work all the time? Only if you're fantastic. So in my case, no. In my case, no, because I'm not fantastic. He was fantastic. He was fantastic. Great teacher to have, Mr. Cooper. Mr. Dennis Cooper. All right, anyway, so here we go. What we've got here is Failure to Communicate. Oh, no, that's a different song. Okay, so anyway, that's... if you guys don't know what that song is because you're too young, that's Aerosmith. No, that's not Aerosmith. Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses. All right, let's get that glue gun. Do the next bits. What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some man you just can't reach. Anyway, it was Civil War. Civil War was a song. I used to listen to that all the time. Listen to that all the time on the train. So many good songs. Oh, wow. Is that a piece of pizza that was left from Mod Pizza and just appeared? Well, you know, I didn't clean the boxes too well. Oops. Yeah. But that's okay, I guess. That's okay. It'll be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, we'll make it okay somehow. Just like I missed the spot, you see? I missed the spot indeed. So we'll do that again. And make sure that this time it stays where it's supposed to stay. So now we've got two of these, and they're not too bad looking. So we need two more. And then after we've got two more of these, we'll have to figure out how to put them all together and make something fantastic out of this. What's it like? Is it autofocusing okay? I need to get a little bit more glue for this project to do its doodly-doo-dah. It's doodly-doo-dah because, I don't know, maybe we'll bring some sparkles later too. Because we could always use sparkles, right? Sparkles. Green sparkles. All right, anyway, so we've done two. We got to do two more. But to make sure that it kind of matches, I'm going to use a different box. Because otherwise it will not match for sure. So we could use this bit over here. And let's see, here we go. Here we go. We cut a chunk out of that one like so, and we'll just repeat the same thing that we just did, and we're going to eyeball it again. But kids, don't try this at home because, as I always like to tell you guys, I do these things quickly for the purposes of the live stream and almost cut through the glue stick, which would have been really bad. Exactly, you see, got to learn from the mistakes that I make while I make them so that you don't make the same ones and you get someone with experience like a parent. Make sure that you stay safe if you decide to make stuff like this happen. All right. Okay. All right. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So then it'll be somewhere around here. Dun 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 dun. There we go. Since I'm here, I might as well do the other one because I don't want to have to start all over again. I'll do some speed cutting. Don't do speed cutting at home. Don't do speed cutting at home, kids. There. turn this way, and we'll do this thing too. Hooray! Hooray, hurrah! I wonder what my teacher would say if he saw me do this. He'd be like, "That's not how it's done. It's not how it's done. I wouldn't have done it that way." And he'd be right, because he's usually right. He always wondered the heck I was doing. Anyway, all right, so now we've got 2 of these things, and we need 2 more, as I said before, but we cut them all so that they're going to work out. And this is the piece that we bend in the same way, and I think I've done something wrong because it looks like it won't bend the way that the other one did. Ah, I know why. Haha. Because I have not cut this bit over here. So when you don't cut this bit over here, it will not bend. Ah, don't do this again, kids. See how this is in the way of the cutting? Don't you do that, because then if you cut the glue bit, then you can't stick it in the glue gun, and then you've ruined things, as I do so often. Anyway, this thing won't allow me to cut through, and don't cut through this way either, kids. Just basically don't do anything that I ever do on camera. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. And in some cases, extremely dangerous too. So, let's see, where did we get to? We got to this point here, so we can cut it here. Ah, okay, great. So, this will bend over there, and this will bend over here. And one more is done. Yes. I got allergies again because it's windy here in Irvine, California, where when it's windy, what happens is it blows all the pollen everywhere. And people like myself with allergies then get the sniffles. No, don't worry, it's not COVID. It's not COVID. It's not COVID. It's not COVID. But I'll wear a mask anyway and stay away just in case, because we want to be safe. Always err on the side of caution, children. So I like to say, always err on the side of caution, because you never know who to trust. And at least if you're cautious, right, perhaps even paranoid, you'll live longer. That's pretty much what the Moz, I don't know. You guys know Mozzie? Mozzie from, I think it was, I can't remember if it's White Collar. There's a show. Anyway, I'm not sure if that's children appropriate or not, but if it is, it's a pretty good show. And the Moz was my favorite character, although Neil Caffrey is pretty cool too. But the Moz was my favorite character. A really fun and entertaining guy. Anyway, here we go. Got 2 bits done. The Moz. And now we got to do this piece here. And very soon I'm going to have to add another bit of glue in there. Again, once this is all done, I will be doing live streams because a few awesome people such as Charles the Great and Ryan Freeman told me that I probably should try to stay in shape. Eli the computer guy. Who else is there? A bunch of other awesome people. Steve might make some of his own live streams. I don't know. I'm trying to convince Charles maybe to do some live streams with me as well. I don't know if he's going to do them on his own, or we might meet up at some point. It's really hard these days. So much is going on, the channel and life in general, that I never get a chance to hang out with Charles. Okay, so now we got 4 of these things. And now we have to figure out how to connect them all together so that we can be done and we can move on. Okay, so we've got all this is all running. We got 4 corners, which is what you need. To hold something in place, you usually need 4 corners. You can get away with doing 3 corners, but it's a little bit different. And sometimes you can get away with 2. But you have to position them just perfectly, which can be a difficult thing. So let's see. Number 1, you want to be able to do this so that the phone, whatever phone it is, can slide in, right? You want it to be able to slide in. And if it's different sizes, you also want it to be able to slide in. Okay, so how are we going to do this? This is a little bit strange because the pieces that I thought I was making were supposed... Okay, there we go. It's always just... always have to find a way to make the puzzle fit, right? Okay, so if we make it exact, that won't be good. But if we make it a little bit shorter, then pretty much any phone will fit. But what if it interferes with the camera? Okay, let's see. What we're going to do is I'm going to set up a live stream for a second. What did I... Okay, let's try this. Let's try this real quick. We can try starting a live stream, so that will help us understand if this is going to work or not. Let's see. Come on now. Okay. We are going to try to do a live stream real quick. Not for the live stream's purposes, but just to figure out if we had a phone in here and we had some things cut out, how would that affect the phone? So we want to cut this over here so that we can fit a phone in there. Have to be very careful in doing this. This might be a really bad idea. Okay. Okay, how am I going to do this? Let's see here, guys. If I... Not like that song. If I die young, bury me in satin, lay me down on a bed of roses. That's not exactly what I was going for, but anyway. Let's see, what are we going to do? This thing does not cut. Just cut, will ya? His phones are pretty, not very thick, so I should be able to do this. If I somehow cut into the phone, I'm going to be so angry with myself. Come on. Here we go. Okay, so if we are to do this like this somehow, then the phone should be able to get through here so that it gets stuck in there. And with these old phones, that might not be a problem. Let's see. Let's angle that camera down so it's easier to see. If we do that, that's not too bad for this kind of phone, but what about the other ones? What's going to happen if I do that with the other ones? I don't know. Anyway, let's cut through these things real quick and see if that works. And at least we know that one did. And that is already progress because, you know, when one thing works, hopefully the next one will work too. We don't know. Just give it a shot, right? Give it a shot. All right, try not to cut off my fingers. That's usually better when you don't cut your fingers off. What do you guys think? Well, on Big O Live here that we were trying to test earlier, it seems to work very well. I'll tell you that much. We already have an awesome crowd of 68 awesome people. They're saying hello. Hi guys, thanks for joining us. This is cool. This is cool. Let's see. So it looks like this is going to work out down here. Those two pieces will hold the phone in place. And now all we got to do is the same on the other side. And depending on how big the hole we make on the bottom, we can fit whatever phone we want. So yeah, look at that. Look at that. I'm having a good time, if you guys didn't know. It's your hillbilly. It's your hillbilly here from Irvine, California, Woodbridge. Hillbilly. How's everybody doing? All right, let's move the phone so we can see what's happening down over there. Yeah. Will this work for the time being? No, of course it won't. Why would it? It's me messing around with stuff. What do you expect? Except things to go wrong. All right. Well, we got the plane to work earlier. That wasn't too shabby. When the plane worked, it was not shabby at all. So, okay, so now we got two of those bits. And we got one more to go. One more to go. And then we should have what some people will call liftoff. As an island boy, island boy. Anyway, I'm a real island boy because I was born in Sicily, right off of Mount Etna. Any Sicilians want to represent? I don't know. Anyway, this is going to be fun. If I can get this to work properly, we're going to have live streams, and we're going to be able to do this in the garage, and we're going to be able to do some weightlifting, you know, the very basic weightlifting, because I don't want to destroy myself as I did when I was younger. So we're going to take it nice and easy and slow and do some weightlifting. Okay, so that will just work just fine. I think we're good. I think we're good, guys. So what we're going to do is, since all of this is fitting perfectly fine, it's unlikely that you'll have a phone that's any bigger than this anyway. And I don't plan to do live streams using an iPad, so I think we're good here. Let's dump a bunch of glue underneath here. And as we slowly but surely get this done, it should be a great thing that we doodly do. Is this holding on? Maybe it is. If it is, it's going to be a winner, guys. It's going to be a winner. Oh, sorry. Oh, everything flew around. What do you expect? It's going to do that, isn't it? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get this ball rolling again. We had it there for a second, and then things blew up. So, okay. Need to make sure that this thing does not fall apart, but it will. You know it will. You just know it will. Put some glue on the bottom there. Stick it together. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. So then when this thing sticks together here, maybe, we'll burn our fingers into oblivion. We did not burn our fingers yet, but it could still happen. Ow. Told ya. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right. It would be nice if it's stuck, though. It's not going to burn my fingers, but it's not sticking. All right, I may have to reinforce this later on, but for now, it'll do what it does best, which causes me trouble. It is a troublesome thing. Let's dump more glue down through the cracks here. Okay, so the live stream went crazy. Sorry, guys. I need to get that phone holder that I had earlier. That was working pretty well, but we've got about half of the project done, and nothing exploded yet. So that's kind of a plus. It's kind of a plus. It's kind of a plus. Okay, so we need to make sure that these go on the other side like so. So we're gonna have these. They're gonna have these planted over here like that. And once that's done, we just need to figure out how far this small phone stretches, because otherwise it's not going to work too well. And I'm probably going to use one of the smaller phones for the live stream for this particular project, simply because they don't have the same problems that I have with the larger ones. The larger ones might have some issues, and these are less likely to fall hard and smack me on the face. And hopefully, since they're lighter, even if they do smack me on the face, I will feel less pain. I'm not a big fan of pain. I don't know. I think this looks good. Okay, so I'm going to take this out so that you guys can see what I'm working on. That should do it. Okay, so let me just glue these bits together. It looks like it worked pretty well. I did not think that it was going to work this well, but it is working really well. So let's finish this off. And yeah, Dennis Cooper said I should eyeball it. And I eyeballed it. Turns out he was right again. He was right again. What am I to do? This many years later, I'm still following his teachings. Can you imagine that? Having a teacher when you're young and you're still following the advice that he's given you? I don't know. I wonder if you guys do that. You might. You might not. I could have measured this. I could have measured this thing. I spent hours measuring with measuring tape and tools. And the live stream would have been like 20 hours long, maybe. And mind you, the final product might have been a little bit prettier to look at, but I don't need pretty. I need functional for this, because you guys are never going to see this unless it falls off the wall and smacks me in the face. Which, again, as I said before, it could happen. It could happen. Okay, so then if I put copious, here's the word of the day today. Copious. We had a lot of words today. We had serendipitous, serendipity. We have copious, which is lots and lots of amounts of something. Something thereof. Copious amounts. All right, anyway. You're probably thinking, just get on with it. Just finish the project, man. Just finish it. It's looking pretty good, though. It's looking pretty good. And if I did it correctly, it won't fall off the wall. But it probably will. Anyway, this is looking pretty good. Now I need to stiffen the frame. Stiffen the frame, boys and girls, because if you stiffen the frame, it'll be stronger, and a good frame can be very helpful. All right. Whoa, okay. Almost killed the camera because I do stuff like that. Okay, so if we stiffen the frame, this thing here, as you can see, is a little bit flimsy. We don't want that. We want a nice clean cut frame to work with. So we will. Let me tell you, we will. No matter what, we're gonna have a good frame to go with it. All right, let's get rid of this piece of cardboard that just looks really terrible. And let's see, can we somehow, yeah. Because sometimes doubling things up with cardboard does provide for a stronger frame. Yeah, there we go. Let's try this. Let's try this. If it doesn't work, then I will have failed you all. But if it does, then we'll all be better for it. So let's see. Come on. Come on now. Work with me here. Work with me. Okay. It is going to work out, guys. Or so he said. Right? Or so he said. Until it exploded moments later. I think it's going to work. But what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? Hey, though. Hey, though, look at that. All right, anyway. So you guys saw how this is all turning out. So all I need to do is the same thing on the other side, and looks like we're done. We're almost done with this whole thing, and then I'll put a bunch of strings on it. We'll bring it to the garage and test it out over there. But that's not going to happen today because I've got a bunch of other things happening today. But very soon we'll have that all done, and then we can try doing some live streams from the garage. Just burned my finger. Ow. All right, now I need a new finger. Come on. This glue. This glue has been doing a really good job, except for this bit here. Okay, it worked. It worked. Regardless of what I said, it still worked. And I'm going to finish fixing up the frame on the other side, but you guys have probably seen enough of this project. So I will do that in my own time. But as you can see here, I will demonstrate how this all works out by putting the phone through here. There we go. And then it'll just hold into place like this. And it's going to be fantastic. Hopefully it'll swing off the side of the garage and I'll be able to do fun stuff for you guys, possibly lifting some weights and doing it correctly because I don't want another hernia as I did get when I was younger. So yeah, whenever you're dealing with weights, kids, yeah, be careful. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you all very soon, where we're going to test this out. Probably not today, but soon enough. Thanks, guys. Oh, wow, we had another awesome 71 awesome people show up to support. So thank you guys. Whoa. Thank you so much, guys. And take care. Have a wonderful night. We'll quit the broadcast over here. Look, we had 100 fantastic people show up to see this. And anyway, good night.